Alright, welcome to Full Disclosure, where I contextualize just what is going on here. I started out, this came from a painting, and I'm probably saying it wrong, but Quanch, aka Flint Flounder. And this is derived from previous thumbnails. I started the thumbnails because I got a wicked bad ADD brain. Meaning, like that right there, I would have finished that and just been done with it. Because once I see the painting, I'm like, psh, forget about the details. I want to move on to the next concept. So, in order to get myself to finish paintings, I allowed myself to draw paintings from within the painting. So I work on details and I pull out thumbnails from it, and that's the beauty of working digitally. Up top is Solitude of Fortress. I was I don't know, it kind of reminded me of Superman-y. Fortress of Solitude. I pull those from the nifty little crystals over here. The crystalline structures. You could, if you got any questions, you could tweet me at BreakingArt1, or you can leave a comment here. I'm looking at those. And also, if you're following me on Facebook, I guess that's kind of going on right now. Alright. Now, I tried many different things here. I was trying to put people in there. I didn't know the scope or the scale in which I wanted to go on this endeavor. It's completely organic. You see, I pulled right here is where this nifty little world came from. Now, as I was painting, you know, I developed a nice little construct of a story around it. Nice characters. Her up there, she's a Van Gorian. The original inhabitants of excuse me, of this dimension. They've genetically modified themselves to the point where they're anthropomorphic, no longer humans. Interesting thing about the last of them is that they've also made parasites to where they don't have to take a bath. They have parasites that live on them and just eat dirt and grime, so they always have silky smooth hair. Yeah, I wish the thing with this concept and this exercise is don't really have too much time to develop the characters, but I think I will. I think I'm gonna just spend the rest of the year developing this world, backing up from the big scope of things, and making more characters and kind of make these guys more fleshed out. The cool thing about working this is I've seen my skill level improve dramatically just from the start. I mean, this painting pulled out about 25 thumbnails, which is pretty good, and big difference in skill level. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull up all the different ones. Yep, it all started from this one. That's the first thumbnail. There's all the different ones in no particular order. I think this little guy, these guys right here, there we go. Those were the first ones that came out of it. And there's my dragon. Big jump in skill level in just a couple of months. So it's very beneficial. Guys up top, this is inspired by CERN. A couple ambassadors walk out. Sometimes I deviate from the setting. then I got in there because of the problems with details. I was like, I am gonna finish a painting pixel by pixel, and I really bit off more than I could chew because like I went crazy with the crystal. So something I thought was gonna take me like a week or 2 weeks, and here I am, 25 thumbnails later, in 2 months. I was hoping I had this done before I went on vacation. Took a little adventure out to Florida, and I still had a couple hours left to go. So this probably would have been out 2 weeks ago, but it's all good. I really needed a break. I didn't realize how obsessed I got with this project. But you see what I did there? I was able, like, I pulled out a section and I zoomed it up, put in the details, and was able to put it back. I got the initial look on how I wanted everything to look, and then went ahead and shrunk it back down so it's as hyper detailed, and then I could base my painting around that look. That's why I did that, and I didn't have to do it again. It was a good time. Stop bumping the mouse there. Buffer bar is coming up. Oh, good old Megiddo. That guy kind of surprised me. I had problems because he was tilted up here, and I couldn't quite fix it. Like the proportions, his face still looks like, hey, to me it looked like a cardboard cutout. Gonna go back and revisit that guy. It's kind of a Greek thing, not really relevant to the disclosure thing, but I'll tie them in somewhere. I'm gonna storyboard this out, flesh out some characters and a storyline to go with all of this. Never mind the elephants upstairs. The critters are hearing me talk. They think it's about goodies. I don't know if you can hear them. But yeah, I'm in the basement, so neighbors upstairs, they get to do with stuff, and it gets loud sometimes, but no biggie. Yeah, those crystals. Like, I think I spent most of the painting on the crystalline mountain structure, and those are conduits. Like, I envision this setting as kind of an interdimensional truck stop, except not crude like a truck stop. Like, interdimensional beings have to go through this land to find others just because of the crystalline structures that act as a conduit to help release into other dimensions. Kind of a cool concept. I like to think, because I spent a lot of time looking at quantum physics and just theoretical physics, and I think it's more probable that we would find parallel universes, alien life, than alien life in another system, just because of the distances in time and space. If you can get to another system within a lifetime, you've already probably mastered time and space, so wouldn't have to go anywhere. You could just visit an infinite number of parallel worlds if there's such thing as the multiverse. That in itself has great implications. Like, I feel if we were to be able to contact another dimension, the first thing would happen would whatever device we use to do that would explode, because an infinite number of exactly the same dimensions would just be an infinite number of data coming in at the same time, and it would essentially implode whatever we use to communicate. So we'd have to work that out, and then with that, an infinite number of the same dimension plus infinite and infinite other dimensions, there would be a lot of problems. So I think there would have to be some sort of hub, a place, a conduit to be able to jump from one dimension to another. And that's what this land is about. I had a lot of fun with the cave. And disclosure 2, I'm gonna leave to a vote whether or not to like go into the cave or go into the side or pan out and have a like kind of space station thing going on. We shall see. Yeah, feel free to ask questions. Whoa. During my ramblings. But yeah, it really exercises the brain, especially if you're doing something like, you know, biomechanical, or I call this like geomechanical. Get some pipes and stuff in the rocks. You start seeing other things like I could kind of it moved, but I could kind of see a monkey face down there. It's another free painting, free content. Free content. Some of them are hit and miss. We'll get into cool characters. Up there, up right, is I found him in the cave. Kind of a Spanish character. You can tell the visual library. You know, Todd McFarlane, big influence. And decided to make this character kind of, you know, they pull the security. They watch over things. And what's neat about them is I'm gonna make their face, you can't tell where their lip structure actually is when they speak. So it's kind of another addition to the psychological factor when they're pulling security. And I don't know, I might make them like talk telepathic, but they move their lips too, just to confuse whoever they're communicating with. I really get lost in those rocks sometimes. Rocks and pipes. And there's like between the thumbnails and the actual painting, it's over 75 hours went into all of this, which is a lot longer than I like. But I learned a lot. Went on a great journey. This is where things in my life kind of went cattywampus. My a buddy here, she had a seizure, and that started getting reflected in my work. It was like Linda Blair epic seizure, and that's when things went dark for a week. And that's this little critter right there. He lives in the crystalline cave, and he's a predator. So if you go wandering into the cave, he'll start strobing different light effects at you, and he'll induce a seizure into normal living beings. And then when you're convulsing on the floor, that's when he consumes his prey. So watch out for that little feller. And his name won't be Seizure. Its name, I don't know yet. Kind of reminds me of the silicone life form in an old Star Trek show. Oh, I went crazy with the reflections. I was going to do green stripes, the whole way. And then, I don't know, I came up with something else. I opted not to do that. But on the matte painting, you can see I have them transparent. So when I have in After Effects, when I did the, I used fractal noise, and I turned it into stripes, which creates that kind of pool effect in the background. Matte painting's real cool, and I did it halfway through the painting, so I'm gonna do another matte painting, and I'm gonna use that for the first edition of Breaking Lucid, where I have ambient background noise to help teach people to lucid dream while they sleep, like 8-hour video. So, cause like, I don't know, lucid dreaming's pretty cool. If you add like a little sound effect every 20 minutes, that will wake your conscious mind in while you're dreaming, so you can control your dreams. In theory, I could do it, and I want to see if I can teach others to do it as well. It'll be an experiment. We'll see how it goes. It'll just be quiet, like, ocean sounds or wind, this or that. But occasionally a spaceship will go by, and based off of scientific studies of REM cycles, I'm going to have little effects that you listen for. You'll know to listen for it. And see if you can control your dreams. And I decided to completely change the structures of the crystals to straight black and reflective. So that's like pretty much all the work I did earlier. Had to do it again. Once I started, couldn't stop. What is it, like Pringles? Just looked too cool. And then the white, I decided to go with blue, so I had to get those blue stripes in there as well. Still at a little dark period. Had to do a little Joker card in the thumbnail, upper right. Which that one kind of just did itself. That one was real easy. Just a little, they cut out a little crow hat, and yeah, I think I only did that. Some of the thumbnails just pop right out. It's like 45 minutes and an hour. I got something that looks cool. Free video. Not a free video, but a cheap video to throw on the YouTubes. A cool little concept. I don't really think I have a way of tying this guy in to my fun little setting. But I don't know. I think this is a wicked sick Joker card. I just wanted to do my own set of like tarot cards or something. I think I might do that. Right now I'm working on the history of TV, which I hit some snags with that. I finally decided, because I was going to use historical footage, and like RCA owns the content to all of that, and even though it's fair use, bots don't see that. They just see that you're using somebody else's content. So completely original, but I'm still gonna do it. We're gonna learn about some television history. Just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. I gotta do a lot of paintings and a lot of visual effects in the After Effects. Really wanted to do like a million reflections of the UFO inside the crystalline structures, but I really wasn't happy with the UFO, and you'll see later that I totally changed the ship design. It's way too basic. Unfortunately, while I was painting this, I just happened to stumble upon a spaceship that I could use, which you'll see later. I like to, when I work in layers, a lot of times, each session, I'll just make a new layer and stack them on top of each other. That way I can see my progress, and if something didn't work, I could scrap a layer or adjust it accordingly. But I never really like to do that. That's kind of a bad time. You just show it up. There'd be like commentary in the archive after the video is done, and it just have to process. Thumbnail upper right actually comes from the Mojave. I was thinking about the Mojave when I was doing that one. It's like, what if there is like just a titan buried in the rocks? It couldn't move. And this giant rock being, and we just built a city around it, not knowing what it was, destined one day to wake up and wreak havoc. Oh, that'd be kind of key. I was so happy to be done with those crystal rocks. It was a little ridiculous. A little ridiculous. Got a Twitter thing going on here. Let's see. Okay. Yep, still in the dark phases. It's a little kind of hellish portal. Always gotta put like just a small little being in there to represent the scale. But I think I'm gonna finish that one up. That one just got crazy out of control. Little spider Black Widowish floating gateway. It'd be kind of cool in a video game or something. Narrow stairway. I didn't like the green. It doesn't go well with the red. I don't know if I kept it or I left it. But either way, I'm gonna get rid of it. A lot of these, I pick on afterwards a little bit, add some details. The good ones, some of the thumbnails are just throwaway. But you gotta get the bad ideas out of the way. I think Will Terrell said that. I think I saw that on his vlog. Good channel. You gotta check that guy out. Just wholesome guy, sketches live, does it on the fly, and always has sound great advice. When this is an actual just a video, I'll have a link in the description for that guy. Helps me out a lot. This is my lush. I call that the Tuscan retreat. I imagine him like just a wine baron in the middle of nowhere. But he's taking a vacation at the Mediterranean, and he's got his Louisiana hand grenade. Don't ask me. It's all visual library. The thumbnails, I just let the subconscious kind of do its thing. A lot of these paint themselves. They gotta let the abstract play, because like I'm learning a lot about art, and I'm trying to, it's a lot of time, just looking at figure drawings and drawing from life and everything else, and you lose something with that. You take away from the creativity, and through this thumbnails exercise, it allows the creative juices to flow. It's like playtime. Take a break from the studies, the master studies, the acrylics and everything else, and just let the subconscious wander a little bit. See what happens. But yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. The last one in the fish painting, I got another fish out of that little aquarium guy. Just this angry little goldfish. This is a character I really like too. Which just like if I gotta say something angry in one of the posts, I'll use him. I don't have his file up. I should have had him ready to go. Didn't think about it. This is where the two projects, the thumbnails disclosure project and the history of TV, kind of combined. Keep it all together. Keep things very meta, very meta. But I imagine this guy just in an old retirement home as a philosopher, but he sits and he stares out the window with the other old folks. And I started adding static, playing around with static as an aesthetic. Growing up, I watched a lot of static, or had it in the background. You know, fall asleep watching those old TVs, and you know the channel would go off air. Yeah, I'm really dating myself there. I don't think television does that anymore. It just runs 24/7. But there used to be a day, kiddies. There used to be a day when they would shut things down at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for a couple hours. And your TV would just be nothing but static. Excuse me, I'm not used to verbally talking so much. Usually in the live streams, I forget about the commentary because I'm painting in the Photoshops, and I'll just draw. There's my ship. This is you see in those mountains there. That's when I noticed a little bit of a ship design. So let's see, where's that at? I don't know. I don't have all the thumbnails in like video form on here. There's a playlist for those. Where's my ship at? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's low res right there, but that's what I settled on with the UFOs, the first UFOs, or spaceship. I was quite happy with it. And they have an interdimensional drive. Or not a drive, but like they have an infinite fuel source. On the front they have a scoop which finds dark matter or antimatter, and being interdimensional, if they find one little piece of antimatter or dark matter, I haven't decided yet, they pull all that they need from other dimensions. So one little piece of antimatter, they have an infinite supply of others, so they refuel themselves. They're only limited by how much fuel they could take. And then the drive in the back allows them to, you know, go anywhere in any place in the blink of an eye. Cool thing about them is they can actually multiply, kind of clone themselves. If they get in a bind, they can call upon an infinite number of other ships. So things get complicated in Infinity. Very, very complicated. That'll be fleshed out later. Somebody keeps chiming me. Oh, there it is. See, I thought let's be yapping. We passed the spaceship. Now I get to talk about it all over again. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. But it's a cool effect I discovered, you know, just multiplying the ship. I used the, let's bring this out here, the layers. So like, let's see, we got this down here, and you go down, and overlay. Well, that doesn't show up too well here. Just trust me. Just trust me. Play around with your layer settings. You got multiplies, you get divides. You just find what works for you. Hey, Northernly Lit is here. Hello. How's it going? But yet, it's not a windshield. That's a scoop drive, an antimatter scoop drive, or dark matter. Still haven't decided yet. This one was a cool little gem. I found a mountain, a tower, I should say, a little castle tower. Live stream's pretty crazy. It's a lot like juggling, because you've got the photoshops open with all the different thumbnails. Gotta zoom in, and then you got the thing up top, the thumbnails going on, and then the main piece, and the comments. That's fun though. Well, like I said, anything you miss, this video will be in the archives. How's the man behind BAM? Bamming it up, man. The communities. Speaking of juggling, that's a lot to juggle. It's like, as usual, biting off more than I could chew. It's like, you know, created over 65 groups, and I'm trying to build them all up at the same time. But hopefully, like, if anybody's familiar with Facebook groups, they're kind of, you can make them self-regulating, and that's the hope. Is all I want to do is have the hub, so people, you know, they go on vacation or something, they can look up a city and find art stuff, and it's up to the communities whether or not they want to post in there. But again, I have trouble conceptualizing things, so people see the groups, they have no idea what's going on, especially the stuff that's in there. I get the feel that I'll be using that blue lightning pipes again too. I wanted to, in the stone, put in hieroglyphs or pictograms, but at this point I was getting fatigued. You know, this is getting towards the end. It's like 2 months working on this and changing things and redoing things. I hope they had it done before I went on vacation, but that didn't happen. Until I started turning the rocks into bone. I had to chill out with that, where my whole painting became a skeleton. That's the problem, digital. It's never finished, and it's always changing, and that's how I came up with kind of the concept of thumbnails. It's just let it go, let it be organic. I think I'm over 50 now. I wanted to have one for every day this year, but that didn't happen. I had a good run through halfway through February, I think. I had a thumbnail every day. This is a cool dragon. I was really happy with the dragon. I didn't know what to do with the bottom half there, and I did that one live, so I didn't want to, you know, look like a goob. So I just went with it, you know, because like if you're doing it live, you don't want to like change stuff up too much. You know, you want to go with it and finish it. The thing is, like the YouTube's like on my phone it shows there's 3 people in here, but on the display page with the comments on my desktop, it's like 0 people watching. So you never really know. So you try to, you know, just talk, communicate, avoid the dead air. And so a lot of times you're just talking to yourself. But it's good. It's good practice, public speaking. Yeah. Oh, Facebook people having trouble getting in. Yep, like 3 people are in, or 4 people. Yeah, I don't. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's deal is. It's the cola wars. YouTube and Facebook like to fight, and they want everybody in on their thing, so they do it to the detriment of their viewers. That would be like Pepsi saying, "I don't like Coke, so I'm gonna make my product taste bad." I don't understand the logic. And it's like when you do tags and stuff for your videos, it used to be you just make a tag and do a comma, and that's it. You'd be done with it. But now you type the tag and they do the auto spelling, and you gotta go and you gotta click the tag to get the tag. And like I used to be able to write out my tags in like Notepad or a word processor, highlight them all and copy and paste. But now in every social network you gotta go and click on them. It slows you down a lot. It's a big pain. And between Google and Facebook, like Google and YouTube, they seem more challenging, but they're really not. I mean, they give you a little bit more leeway, and they don't suppress your posts like the FaceWaves does. Yeah, I have more trouble with the FaceWaves than anything else. Facebook hates you. I'm convinced of this. But everybody's on it. It's like Walmart. We all complain about it, but still in business. Still in business. I had fun with the dunes. It's cool. Why? Like a lot of these, I don't, because I paint it, and then I cut the video, and I just scrub the timeline real quick, make sure that there's just like no Facebook post or anything like that. I throw music to it, and I speed it up, render the video, and I slap it on Facebook. So a lot of these I'm watching for the first time too. Yeah. I'm good with biological and geology and landscapes, but like technical stuff like buildings, I have trouble with. So I'm starting to practice more humanoid made objects a little bit, because in order to do sci-fi, you gotta have spaceships. Have spaceships, man. Spaceships and spaceports and big gothic buildings, and that's the challenge. Oh, there I am, getting in by the pixel again. I was so disappointed how that turned out. I wanted to do, how your eye has kind of a lip, or like a gap between, I guess it's the filament between the actual guts and stuff inside your eye, and like the lens. Yeah, lens is what I'm looking for. Let's try to do that. Just one pixel line, and it turned out cattywampus. Was not happy. Facebook takes so long to load because it takes that long to legally transfer my soul to Beelzebub and extract my data and DNA to the overlords. Annoying. This my sister. This is a Facebook comment. She's having trouble with the YouTubes. So I am relaying that information. Listen, I found this song. This is like from Office Space. Feel good to be a gangster. It was in the YouTube for the channels. I'm very happy. It's a good jam. So there will be 2 versions of this video. One with me gabbing, and one with just the music. They're like, we don't want to hear your voice. Just let us watch the thing. When this video is in the archive, they will be an annotation for you to watch that. Oh, here's the tail end. We're reaching the end. Finally. After so long. You can see I did kind of rush it a little bit, but I finished it up. I matched up the details. And I did that on Sunday. I just sat down. I almost abandoned the project. I was so close to finishing. I had so much stuff going on this week that decided to go ahead and finish her up. And it only took like 3 hours. It sped up my efficiency. The thing is the more backed up you are, the more details you can get in quickly. Make sure to use a hard brush. If you're feathered too much, you're gonna have to clean it up, which you saw at the beginning. Like if I redid this one, I could probably do it in a couple hours, but I started out with heavy feather on the brush, and I paid the price. But I am excited to continue on this journey of the exploration. Soon you'll start seeing story stuff, character development. But you gotta start with the setting, and you gotta start with the land. Learned a lot. It was kind of a spiritual journey. It was an adventure. A journey into the recesses of my dome piece, aka brain. And really looking forward to expanding upon this world, this hub, and doing the breaking lucid, helping people learn how to dream or control their dreams. That'll be a good time. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, Prince available. Nice plug there. What else? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do short vlogs on Wednesdays. Check back on the live stream. I do this often. You can help through blah blah blah, donate blah blah blah, all that. I'm still gonna do this stuff anyway. And you guys take her easy and be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching. Later.